Hi Sue. I hope you're doing okay. So this is the video I promised you. I'm just going to give you a few comments on your painting, and then if there's anything that we need to work on after that, such as like demonstration on how to paint certain things and help with that, I can definitely do that. So the image that I got is not in very high resolution, so I can't see the paint marks hugely well. So I'm just going to go off what I see, and I really like it so far. I think it looks really good. I think you certainly have a really nice sense of perspective with everything fading off into the background, and I think your clouds are really nicely painted. You've got a nice sense of the fullness of the clouds, and then obviously the greys look really good. And the way it fades down into this lighter area and it's darker over there, it gives a sense of perspective. So it helps to get that feeling of distance in the picture. And then the little patch of blue coming out is really nice as well. So very sensitively done. And I really like the light part over here, the way these clouds come forward and the other clouds being darker go back. And then the way it's less detailed, excuse me, down there, so it gets that misty feel. So that's really good. And then you've got your landscape just emerging from that, you know, just gently, and that works really well as well. So, you know, just enough of the indication of the landscape shows there without it losing that misty feel. And then I also like from that is the way the colours get brighter as we come forward, and obviously the perspective, I mean, you've got the perspective in these they're vines, aren't they? In the vines coming forward. So you've got that fan shape that helps to bring it out into our space over here. But then the field lines are also doing that. So you've got these diagonal lines, which are really great towards the house. And then you've got the other ones on the other side. Although even this one is in front of the house, it's still directing your eye to the focal point over there, which is really nice. So and I really like the way you've done that. You've got the different yellows and the light browns and the whites, so that's working really well. It's got enough variety to make it interesting, but they're not so different that they don't look like they belong in the same space, that they're not catching the same light. I mean, they look like they're catching the same light. You've done it in a way that makes it look like that. So yeah, that's really nice. And then your greens, your hedgerows and your trees and the ones in the back, they do the same thing as well. So there's enough variety to make it interesting, but not so much that they don't look like they belong in the same space. So generally everything looks really nice. So a couple of things you might want to just work on, just a little thing, and I would like if you could give me a higher resolution picture, then I can look at the brush marks. That would be really nice. But so far, just little things like the red over here might be a little bit bright. It's just because it's a little further away than this part, and it being brighter, it looks like it's standing up a little bit. So, I mean, it's not hugely bothersome, but if you kind of catch that and get that feel, you're not gonna lose it. Every time you look at the picture, you're gonna see this flipping up. So I might just fade that a little bit over there. And then maybe this, although that might be part of a hill, I'm not sure what it is. If it is meant to be, well, maybe I would just fade that out. It's right on the side of the picture, so I would maybe make it into a field so that it doesn't make this too jumbled with stuff. So you just keep this as one thing, and then you've got the fields over here. So I would just maybe this edge, I would just blur that out a little bit. You could even just take this line over and just bring the field colour into there and the field colour into there. So it's gradually getting to be green, but there's no actual line, because that's another eye-catching point, because it's in focus and it's directing your eye out of the page. And so if you look there, you're going to be looking off the picture instead of looking at the house. And then the other thing, these hedgerows, I mean, they're not hedgerows, I think I'm assuming they're vines, so let's call them vines. So they could do it being a little bit more interesting. You may not have finished it, you may still be doing that. So they're just pretty much all the same colour and the same tone. So I would, maybe make the ones in the front a little bit lighter, a little bit more in focus, and then the ones at the back just fade them out a little bit more. Because it gives kind of a dramatic drop after this foreground space, which is what it does. I mean, we're looking into the valley, but maybe it could be a little less severe so that you just kind of feel your eye going there. So if we're kind of jumping down, we've got this sense of falling over the landscape over there, and it kind of stops you because it's kind of a, you know, it kind of keeps your mind on that spot falling over the mountain, and then you don't get to the house as much as you could. So I would just fade that out a little bit and then add some more interest over here, but not all of them. So the way these are fading out and the way those are fading out is great. So maybe just like the 3, and even this, because this has something in front of it, so maybe that's fine, but maybe just the front 2 over here, just give them a bit more detail as they come into the edge of the picture. And then it will suggest that there's detail everywhere else, and then we can just have a look at it and see if you need anything else. So yeah, I think it looks really nice. I'm not sure what else you wanted to do on the picture. I mean, once you've done this, I don't know if you were still working on the house. I mean, as far as I can see, the house looks really nice and the trees behind it look really nice. But if you want to give me a close-up picture of that, that would be great. And then anything that you have, not problems with, but if you want to improve on something, you could take a picture of that, and I can then see it and I can paint it. I can do a demonstration painting for you. So yeah, I would like to do that, because just critting is not, I mean, just critting is like half a lesson. So if we could work together, maybe we could even do it together. If you give me a, we'd have to do Zoom, so we'll have to think about that. But anyway, if you give me something that you would like to improve on, or something that you're stuck with, then just send that, and then I will do a little demo and send you the video, and then we can take it from there. Okay, so this is video number 1, which I'm going to end now and send it to you, and then you just let me know what else I can do. Okay, all right, thank you.